Oh, good chips.
Good chips. Glad I brought them down. You hit your microphone. Well, that's okay.
Yeah, well, whatever. We haven't started recording yet, so it doesn't matter.
You left the door open.
Yeah, the fridge door's open.
Yeah. I just thought about it. It's the FTS fucking technology fridge.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck the technology. You brought us some full throttle energy drinks too.
Did.
That's good.
Sweet. We need it for the. Are you going to start or am I?
Start what?
You hit record.
Oh, fuck.
We've been recording for the past, over a minute now.
Yeah. God.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to go to all the effort of starting everything over again. It's just a technological clusterfuck. I guess we might as well just go right into it. Oh my God, it's episode number 20.
20, and it's the 1 year anniversary.
It's so cool. Can you believe it that we made it not only to 20 episodes of the same podcast without getting bored of it and stopping doing it, but we've also been doing this for exactly 1 year minus the 3 months that we took in between the first and second podcast.
I can't believe it.
It's pretty insane, bro.
I seriously can't believe it. It's something that I never thought we would stick with, and something that I've had the most fun doing.
It's been pretty fun. So this is episode number 20 of the No Holds Barred podcast. Originally, we wanted to get guests on this, but we weren't able to wrestle anybody up.
The stars didn't align.
I know, and
Justin's nuts didn't swing the proper way.
They swang. They just didn't swing the right way.
They didn't swing the right way.
They swing, they swang, and they swung.
Ooh.
Today, tomorrow, and forever.
Forevermore.
But
quote the Raven.
Quote the Raven, nevermore, even flow DDT. But we have some real fun stuff we got lined up here for you. We are going to take a retrospective look back at our very first ever podcast.
Way back in the day when we recorded that shit on my 3GS.
Yes, in your bedroom, mind you.
In my bedroom.
When we could hear people talking upstairs and we were just like, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think it was your stepmother and she was talking
Quite you.
obnoxiously loudly. So we were just like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Shut up. Fuck you. All that good stuff.
All that good stuff and all that jazz.
So we do have a nice little lineup here for you guys on episode number 20 of the last... Ooh, I almost said Last Man Standing.
You did.
I almost said Last Man Standing.
Yeah.
Exactly. Negative point for Justin. I lose my podcasting card. No Holds Barred podcast, I meant to say. Hello to everyone that is viewing us on Ustream, if there is anyone.
You're not watching yet, but you should be. Are you actually recording?
Oh, yeah. Recording and broadcasting.
Ooh.
Oh, I got this shit on lockdown.
You got this shit on lockdown.
We've been recording for like 20 minutes.
Really? Oh, God.
Of course.
All my jokes have been on there?
It's possible, but it's okay. No one was watching. But, I mean, we don't rehearse this at all. Really, for how mediocre this podcast is, you'd be like, you guys rehearse? It's like, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, we're not professionals.
Exactly. But whatever. Let's get this clusterfuck underway. This is almost feeling as awkward as the beginning of our very first ever podcast, but believe me, there's no matching the awkwardness of that podcast.
Oh, there's no matching it.
So we go to the top of our
whatsoever.
itinerary here. Like we say, we got a couple of quick things we're going to get through, including the Craigslist segment before we go back to that retrospective of podcast number 1. Craigslist. But the first thing that we want to do is take the time, since the show is this week, to promo and preview Twin City Wrestling's Tag Wars event, which takes place this Friday night, July 26th, from the Big X. I believe 7:30 p.m. is the bell time.
7:30, actually, if I remember right.
Isn't 7:30 what I just said?
You said 7.
I'm pretty sure if we go back and listen to the tape, it was 7:30. We'll find out later. There we go. This is going to be a bet, and whoever loses this bet is going to have to do something ridiculously silly on the next podcast.
You were going to say last podcast.
Yeah,
Where are you going?
I don't understand.
Where are you going?
I'm traveling back in space time here.
Fucking take me with you. Let's go back to the future. Get DeLorean
again. So, Twin City Wrestling's Tag Wars event, July 26th?
Yes.
Because that's what Friday is,
yes.
the 26th?
It's the 26th.
Exactly.
Unless you're back in time.
Unless you're back in time, which is possible. Back in time like your computer. I saw when you set the date on your computer, you set it to June. You definitely did.
Okay.
Good job,
it's
sir.
a month
Hey,
back.
at least it works.
Yeah.
It's going to reset itself when you turn it off anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I know.
Fucking Jesus. Yeah, so we have the Twin City Wrestling event going on, and the Big X, of course, starts this weekend, or starts tomorrow, actually.
Starts tomorrow.
That's right. Huge thing here on the South Shore of Nova Scotia. It's one of the big marquee tourist events, like every summer. People come from all around the world to see the ox pole.
Oh, yes.
It's a super popular
the
ox pole, girl.
Oh, man. Ecstatically fun.
Exactly.
Watch those oxen pull.
But you know what?
And they pull again.
But this year, let's be real, Twin City Wrestling has got to be the biggest event at this sucker. Because this is going to be a huge event. We have got a ton of tag team matches. We've got the grudge match that I'm looking forward to between the R&R Express and the Gyration Nation, the gayest looking fucking tag team ever. And you know what? In wrestling terms, saying that they're the gayest tag team ever, that's saying something, because they've been some pretty fucking gay. There's been Billy and Chuck. Like, there's been really gay fucking tag teams in wrestling. And I know you're like, oh my God, this is No Holds Barred Podcast. Why are you guys talking about wrestling? Well, you know what? This is a big event that's coming up this week, so too bad.
It is. You just farted at them.
I did. I just farted right at them.
What's wrong with you?
Oh, believe me, there's more farts to come in this podcast. So, you know, I'm really looking forward to that match, the Gyration Nation and R&R Express, because I feel like there's like legit heat.
Oh, for sure.
With them because of what happened at the last show.
They stole the four-wheelers.
They stole the four-wheelers, and like
I
even talked to the boys. Like I talked to the boys after the match.
Yeah.
And they were not happy. They were not happy with how the match went, what happened at the end, and with how greasy, no pun intended, the Gyration Nation became. And for the fact that this is a street fight, like a tag team street fight,
it should be good.
This is going to be a dangerous little match there for these guys. So I'm really looking forward to that. Also looking forward to seeing the Twin City Wrestling debut of one of the best independent wrestlers in the country, Tyson Dukes, along with Sean Spears as part of, what's the name of their tag team again? I can't remember it. It's gone.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
I can't remember it either.
It's gone, and it was right there.
You should have had it on there.
I really should have had it right up there on the computer.
It's a computer with a notepad. Why didn't you put the shit down?
You know what? It's a great question, and I can't tell you why I didn't do that. But in any case, Snap City Hooligans. Eat it. Go. I didn't even have to look it up.
What?
Snap City Hooligans. What? That was who it was. So seeing those two guys who are really popular and really good, some of the best independent wrestlers in this country, I cannot wait to see that match. And of course, your main event tag team grudge match coming up between the team of Julius Fantana and the TCW heavyweight champion Dazzlin' Dick Durning, taking on, I said his name right again.
You did.
Taking on the team of Sexton Phoenix and JP Sims, both former podcast guests.
Oh, yes.
I think
Can't wait for that match.
Yeah, and I think now, based on the fact that we've had both JP and Sexton on the podcast, I think at some point we're going to have to try to get Dazzle and Dick on.
Yeah,
and Fantana, because I think they would be cool to talk to. So hopefully we'll be able to do that. I would like us to have the opportunity to maybe do some filming.
That would be nice.
Like prior to the show. I know you're going to be working the show, obviously, so you're not going to have a ton of opportunity to do that stuff.
Possibly, I have to take half a personal day.
Yes.
Like, that's the only way I'm going to be in to set up.
Right.
Because, funny little story,
a new segment, Nick's Funny Little Stories.
Funny little story, yeah. This was after I said, okay, I'll do you want somebody to do the sound?
Right.
I go into to Dartmouth because that was before the Bridgewater show down at the Big X.
Okay.
Which wasn't when the Big X is happening. This is this week.
Yes, this was the unfortunate show where I broke my phone.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I go in.
Way to bring up painful memories, Nick. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm a little bit late. I go, okay. I'm a little bit late. I get there. Sound equipment is set up.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay. I go look at it. Okay. I reposition the speakers a little bit because they're monitor speakers where they could either lay down, they tilt up, or you could just like set them up like regular speakers.
Okay, I understand.
So if you lay them down and tilt them up, the sound kind of goes up and falls down on you, and it sounds a little bit better.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So I do that. I go, okay. We had the show. It was an awesome show. I mean, you saw the previews and shit on it on YouTube.
Oh, fucking, it was such a good show.
Where Fantana was hanging from the ceiling and did the whole shit. I mean, that was a fucking awesome show.
It really was.
At the end of the show, I'm like, okay, I'm going to tear down this shit. You know, I mean, it is my job technically.
Right.
I go to pull up the speaker wire because, of course, got to run the speaker wire. You got to tape it down so nobody falls over it.
Absolutely.
You know that no-name tape?
Yes.
The no-name duct tape that has the fibers in it that does not pull up well and sticks to everything?
Yes, I do know I do know what you're speaking of.
Rolls. And rolls. And rolls of this shit. Just speaker wire all the way across the bloody floor. I'm like, I hate you guys. I hate you guys. I hate you guys. Fuck my life. I'm here trying to peel this up with like no fingernails. One of the ladies that was like from the Sportsplex came over. She goes, you poor guy. Would you like something like a paint scraper? I'm like, fuck me. If you have a paint scraper, by all means come over and give it to me, because if not, I'm going to be here until Christmas.
I just like the whole idea where you were like, fuck me. Fuck me if you have a paint scraper. All right then.
So, yeah, that's my funny little story. So, I'm going to be taking half a personal day so that I can put the shit where I want it.
Right. Because I mean, like, shit, if you're going to run that shit, you need to know everything about that. And really the only way to do that is to be the actual person that sets it up.
Because you saw when we were at the exhibition.
Yeah.
I mean,
it was a lot quicker. Everything was taped right, you saw, and I had shit marked off. Yeah, exactly. With the green tape, it was awesome. It was much better. Awesome. It was much better for sure. Awesome. But like, I cannot wait for this Twin City Wrestling show. It's gonna be fucking amazing. I think I'm gonna try to run up and get advance tickets. I know I won't need them, but I would rather get the advance tickets. So you can get them at the Big X box office. Advance tickets. All you gotta do is buy your ticket to get into the exhibition. Oh yeah, I suppose that's true. Yeah, that's true because it's built right in, isn't it? Come up when I come up. That's a good point. Or we can just do that. Plans being made on the No Holds Barred podcast. Yeah. Look at that. There you go. Yeah. So there we go. You know what? If you're in Nova Scotia, or if you're Nick just farted, and it was really loud and comical. So, it was really good. It was one of those like those really high-pitched ones. It was nice. I didn't do a very good impression there, but kudos to you on a fun little fart there, sir. Thank you. If you're in the even anywhere in the Maritime provinces, come down at some point and check out the Big X, because like the Big X it's a pretty big deal around here, and it brings a lot of money into the local economy and stuff. And most people tend to have a real good time. I know my people from my family are there like literally every day. Not my whole family, but like people from my family go just every single day. Like every day there's something different. If I had the money, I would go every day. Yeah, fair enough. But but we don't. Speaking of money, unless our podcast takes off. Sponsors. Speaking of money into the economy. Yes. Switching gears a little bit. Switching gears. Okay. Boom, into fifth. Okay. We're going uphill. Okay. Fair enough. All right then. Bridgewater came into a little bit of money. Yes. The town came into a little bit of money, which is very, very cool. Which all of y'all all voted for. Exactly. Voted. Thank you very much for that. Congrats. Whoa. Yay. Of course, we're talking about the Kraft Celebration Tour, which we mentioned on our last podcast, I think, the last No Holds Barred one, that Bridgewater was nominated up against a kayaking club in Windsor, I believe. And
nobody gives a shit about kayaking.
Nobody gives a shit about kayaking, and nobody gives a shit about Windsor.
Ow!
So, yes,
I was just talking about kayaking, but you took it that extra.
I took it that, you know what? This shit was a competition. You got to be cutthroat even after you've won. But yeah, so our local Kinsman Field here, which is, you know, a nice chunk of the town's history, has something to do with Kinsman Field. So it was really nice. We ended up winning that. We're going to get a live sports center on August the 18th, which is going to be a lot of fun. August the 18th. It's a Saturday, I believe. Yeah, Saturday, August the 18th. We get a live sports center. I believe we're getting, I would want to say, Darren Detition. And it's I think it's Darren Dutition. No, sorry, Darren Dutition's doing the West Coast. It's oh my God, who are we getting? He's awesome. Rod Smith. He's a great broadcaster. We're getting Rod Smith and I think it's Rod Smith and Kate Burness who we're getting. Unfortunately, we couldn't have won last year, because if we would have won last year, it would have been pretty pimp, because we would have got gotten Jay Onright and Dan O'Toole, and that would have been really fucking funny. But in any case, we didn't get them. No worries. Nick's just screwing with some technical stuff here. We may have a little issue maybe with our broadcaster, but we'll get that reset up here. Yeah, so we're going to get a live sports center, which is really cool, and the Kinsman Field gets $25,000 to help put in like an irrigation system. And it's actually kind of funny. Yeah. Me and a friend of mine, Anthony Cormier, we tend to go over and throw a football around over the Kinsman Field. And like, even after it rains like a little bit, it's just soaked. Like, the Kinsman Field is just soaked. And it's really, really unfortunate that it just can't drain itself. It's kind of sad, but you know, we're gonna get, like I said, 25 grand to help with that. So
and the RV place, I think, is throwing in a little bit.
Yeah,
too.
One of the RV places is throwing in like $5 grand or something like that, which is very, very cool. So yeah, it's awesome that our town gets to experience that. And one more time, I just say, screw you, Windsor. And yeah, we are the champions
of the world.
Speaking of champions, let's start looking at some champions of life.
Champions of life.
Champions of life. It's the Craigslist segment.
It's the Craigslist segment.
Craigslist.
Around the world in 80 days. We go on Craigslist looking for the best of little guys pretending to be women looking for dicks.
It's definitely little guys. It has to be little guys. All right.
Craigslist.
So by now, if you paid...
Esquire.
Shut up. If you paid any attention to our podcast, you know exactly what's going on here. We go on the Casual Encounters section of the Halifax Craigslist personal ads. See, I didn't call them articles. I called it an ad. And we find really funny ones to make fun of. Now, look, there was not a lot of activity on Craigslist in the last little while. Yeah, exactly. That's why girls, quote unquote, go on Craigslist. Not a lot of activity at home. But yeah, there has not been a lot of activity on Craigslist. I like to believe that they think that they've now like caught on to us. So there's not as many people posting articles. Probably not. But you know what?
Nobody knows who we are right
I called them articles again.
You did.
Oops. But we did find a couple of funny ones, and we found a nice one to toss on there at the end, which is going to be very funny for you. So we're going to start with this first one here, which is entitled, Wow, Your Banana.
But you spell wow with two W's at the end.
So it's Wow, Your Banana.
My banana?
My banana has a first name. It's Penes. I even spelled penis wrong. Holy cow, I must be tired. Jesus Cripes. This is Welcome to episode 20, folks. Holy crap. So this is Wow Your Banana from a 22-year-old girl, wink wink, in Halifax, Nova Scotia. Here we go. I just broke up with my fuck buddy.
Aww.
Is it possible to break up with a fuck buddy?
I don't think you can.
Because that's not exactly a relationship.
No, it's just a casual encounter.
As Craigslist deems it, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's not like you don't break up with your fuck buddy. You're just like, I'm not fucking my fuck buddy anymore. Like that would have made a lot more sense. But apparently this girl took it out a little too seriously. He wanted to be in a more serious relationship with me, but we're just too incompatible for that. Says the person that was like, we just broke up. Yes, but he was the clingy one. He was the one that wanted something more serious.
Yeah.
But this coming from the person.
But we just broke up.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Right on. So I just broke up with my fuck buddy. He wanted to be in a more serious relationship with me, but we're just too incompatible for that. Of course, not too incompatible to fuck each other. Too incompatible to be in a relationship. Email me at SarahNaughty3 Gummel. I think she meant Gmail. So email this girl at SarahNaughty3@gmail.com. I bet this is real. At Gummel. Exactly. So this girl's like, apparently this girl doesn't care what you look like. She doesn't care how big your dick is. She asks nothing.
No, she just
wants you to email her. And they'll go from there. Everything else will work itself out. But if you can work email, you're good enough to fuck this chick. Go for gold. Exactly. Nothing gold can stay, pony boy. Here's another one called Pics. From a 22-year-old girl, wink wink. We can assume in Halifax it doesn't have any location.
Just says 22.
Exactly. I love cock pics. Hey, Nick does too.
Hey.
Hooray.
Hey, how you doing? We can put a club together.
CPA, Cockpicks Anonymous.
Do you like slideshows? I can put them together.
I'm really good at them.
I can do it colorful. I can put them to music. It would be all sexual shit.
Oh my god, this is so fucked. Nick's dying. Oh, Nick and his love of cockpicks and his propensity with slideshows.
Slideshows.
Oh, God. I love cockpicks. Oh, shit. I should have prefaced. I'm reading the ad again. Or am I? Send me some nice ones, and if they're nice enough, maybe we can chill. So once again, this is a person that doesn't particularly care what you look like, doesn't particularly care if you have anything in common. She's just like, send me nice dick pics and maybe we can hang out.
I can use a filter that makes it look all old-fashioned. And then I can throw it into a movie.
Are you still talking about your slideshows?
Yes.
Sometimes our life imitates art. God damn it.
Get one of those skateboarding things to make it all merry.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Except the fact that it's a bunch of dick pictures. But still, the effect would look cool.
Yeah.
You should get on that, sir. I can send you plenty. So in short, if you've ever taken a picture of your penis, again, with this girl, go for gold.
Go for gold.
Maybe that should be our new Craigslist stuff.
Yes.
So, because we didn't find really any other funny or interesting articles, here's an article about a pet. Honestly, there was nothing else interesting in the casual encounter section, so instead we went to pets.
Male chow chow puppy.
And there's the cutest ever fucking picture of this male chow chow puppy, which I'll probably take and throw up on the YouTube channel right now. So there's the picture of the male chow chow puppy with his tail in the air with his butt. And Quality male, fantastic temperament, very well socialized with people and dogs fully inoculated. He is a happy, confident pup. He will go with full puppy pack. Puppy pack?
What's a puppy pack?
You got like this pack in the mail and you open it up and hey, it's a puppy.
Do you grow it? Do you put it in water? Is it like a chia pet?
No, it's not chia. It's chow chow. Although it's close.
Chow 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 puppy.
Chow 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 puppy. I think we have a new business model here, sir.
Possibly.
Chow 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 puppy. You love it and you want to take pre-orders on it right now. I just Jedi mind tricked our whole 6 listeners into thinking that they want a mail order puppy. Wicked. Experienced breeder, trainer, please. So not just anybody can have this chow 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 puppy. You need to be an experienced breeder or trainer.
Why?
Because reasons.
Oh. Since you put it that way.
Because
it makes
reasons.
Perfectly good sense.
So if you're an experienced breeder / trainer, go for gold.
Go for gold.
I honestly think that should be our new Craigslist slogan. At the end of every ad, just be like, if you're blank, go for gold.
It's done.
It's done. We have a game plan. All right.
Or sort of.
Sort of. We only found 3 decent ads, so that's the end of the Craigslist segment, everybody. Hooray! Chow 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 puppy. All right, it's time for now one of the special things that we're going to do on this podcast, which is a full-scale retrospective look at the best moments from our very first ever podcast. So we started doing this a year ago. The very first podcast we did was in Nick's bedroom in his basement at his father's house, recorded on an iPhone 3GS, right? 3GS?
Right. The very 3GS that I have in front of me.
Exactly.
Right
So
now.
for all of our millions of viewers on Ustream, you can see that right there. And at the time, we actually thought the audio capture on it was not too bad, which it wasn't too bad. You probably had to turn it up a little bit, but other than that, the audio capture was decent. Not like the professional setup we have now.
If you call this
If you want to call this professional, go for gold. See, we could toss it in anywhere. But what I did is I went through that whole hour-long podcast, the very first one we ever did, and I picked out 10 great moments. And we have them set up where we're going to play these moments back for you if you haven't taken the time to listen to the first podcast. This is everything you need to know about the first podcast, basically.
That's right. Everything and more.
Everything and more.
Everything and more.
So this first part here, I've lovingly titled the most awkward 4 minutes in podcasting history. And the reason I title that is this was the very beginning of the first podcast when we really had no idea whatsoever what we were doing. And see if this sounds awfully familiar, because the more and more I actually listened to this, the more and more I'm like, wow, we haven't really progressed all that much in how we open our podcasts, because some of this sounds awfully familiar. Take a listen. Dancing.
And 3, 2, 1 boner.
3, 2, 1 boner. That's pretty well the way that we start these motherfuckers off.
Yeah.
How much storage space do we have in this motherfucker?
Oh, fucking, we could go all night if you want to. All night long, buddy. All night long.
No idea. That's one of my favorite lines. Just in the span of this week. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, America.
Yeah,
which we're not.
Which we're not. And I like that portion. Yeah, America, which we're not.
Which we're not.
But like that whole line there of you saying like all night long, buddy. That's one of my favorite lines that we've ever committed to recording, either one of us, just because it's just like your delivery is perfect. It's just like all night long, buddy. Fucking perfect. All right, let's keep listening.
Okay.
And we should probably limit our use of America, because we don't want to piss off the guys at Two Best Friends Play, because I love them a little more than I should. But yeah, this is a great way to start. This is our podcast. Woohoo!
First ever premiere.
The
Sparkles.
What was I going through?
The premiere edition, Prestige Worldwide. This is our podcast, and this is something we've been wanting to do for a little while. So at this point, we're already a minute in, and we've virtually said nothing.
We basically said nothing. You said
Other
this is
than
our
this is our
podcast like 5 times, and we said about
at least
20 times.
20 times, and you've said sparkled. But so far in this first minute, so far you've been the superstar of the podcast because you've had the two funniest moments so far in the podcast. So let's continue. If you don't know who we are, where the fuck have you been? Of course, I'm Justin, Bridgewater's Finest on YouTube. I don't want to use my fucking YouTube entrance, but on the first one, I guess I will.
Yeah.
Bridgewater's Finest on
it's
YouTube.
There anyway.
It's there anyway.
Go
Blockbuster_guy on Twitter. Social media giant, of course.
So they say.
What? Fuck does that mean?
Yeah.
That's what your stepsister says. I get the feeling that joke is going to come up so often. Jill is never going to be able to listen to this podcast. Hi, Jill.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that?
I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah, just,
can you tell how nervous we are? Really fucking nervous, clearly.
Well,
And
it
it's
was
just
the
like,
first one. I mean, what do you expect? We had nothing planned out.
that's
It
true.
was
We had
just like go for gold. And we were like, okay.
okay. We were literally like the last guys in the world to start a podcast, but
Yeah.
like still, like we were clearly very, very nervous. Hey.
Oh,
The
first
streak-
time in a while for that.
It's true. The streak has ended. I pulled my headphones out of my head. All right, let's continue on.
Okay.
I'm Nick. Name nobody will use on not Facebook. YouTube. A little technically inclined to say what the technical terms for shit is right now.
I don't think YouTube is actually a technical term. I think just that it's just a term.
No, but you need to go there to watch shit.
That's true.
So it's kind of technical.
It is kind of
because you have
technical.
to know how to get there, log in, blah blah blah. blah
I
blah.
suppose that's true.
I'm trying to make myself sound smart.
I think you're trying to turn it around.
Yeah.
I mean, a 6-year-old. Oh well, yeah, a 6-year-old can do it.
6-year-olds, I tell you, I have 2 nephews. My nephews are 11 and 12, and they know more about the internet probably than I do, which is horrible. But anyways, so yes, you are the name no one will use on YouTube, which you see in the little thingamabobber. I don't know why I just made a motion with my hands. I don't know why, because we're not video recording this.
No. We had a little bit of trouble with XSplit.
Fuck.
We never did get that fixed.
We never did get XSplit working, did
No.
we?
Wanted to throw up the video all out of frame and red.
Red like the blood that pumps through our beating hearts. Yeah.
You're getting all poetic with
getting
me
a little-
and shit.
Little poetic, hoping to turn you on.
Well, it won't work again, sir.
Won't work again. Once was enough.
Once was enough.
Once again when you were sleeping.
Oh boy.
I just want to point out that this is not going to be the last time that there's like homoerotic tendencies in in the clips that we're going to play for you folks. Just warning you now. Let's go on. So he's the name no one will use on YouTube, and he's also... Are we still doing our introduction?
Yeah.
Jesus
it's
Christ.
still this.
That's
That awesome Twitter.
It's actually the way that we sort of like to introduce Twitter. We like to say that there Twitter. At least for you anyway, it's just like that there Twitter thing.
That there Twitter
Twitter
thing.
because I'm boring. But, there we go. So this is our debut podcast. I imagine.
Yes, we know
that. Listening to this will be thrilled.
Thank you for I was going to say
You were going to say watching. That's
what
true.
the hell? I'm so used to shooting videos that, this is completely new and foreign to me.
A little bit. We do have 2 cameras pointed in our face, so it's almost
true.
like...
It's almost like we're doing it, but we're not.
Exactly.
Like we're filming a porno, but we're not.
We're not?
I forgot to send you the email.
And this is the sound of me getting up and leaving. No. Okay, then. All right. So that was the most awkward 4 minutes in podcasting history.
It was pretty good.
Holy cow.
Holy cow.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
That was our intro for the very first one.
And like, what did we learn from that thing? Like what did we learn? We learned that it was our debut podcast.
Yes. That you were Justin.
That I was Justin and you were Nick.
And I was Nick from their Twitter thing.
Exactly. And that we both had YouTube and Twitter accounts.
Yes. And we could go all night long. And you wanted to bone Jill.
Yeah.
That's all we learned out of that 4 minutes.
My desire to bone Jill is a recurring theme which displays itself multiple other times in subsequent podcasts, just not necessarily this one. But it will definitely rear its, I won't say ugly head, but it will definitely rear its head from time to time. Hooray.
Hooray.
So that was the first clip. That was the debut portion of our podcast. Hooray. Exactly. So what
Premier Worldwide Sparkles.
Prestige Worldwide Sparkles. Part 2, the second clip that I've pulled up here is a little clip that I like to call, this is a bit of a nod to our friend Michael. You guys are growing increasingly homosexual tonight. And like I said, it was not going to be the first, or certainly wasn't going to be the only, homoerotic undertones in any of these clips.
Yeah.
Take a listen. What are you doing, sir?
Go ahead. I'm just checking to see if we're still recording.
That's a bonus.
Yeah.
To make sure that we're actually still recording
our
podcast.
First premiere, I gotta make sure there's no hiccups in this shit.
It's true. Absolutely. It's absolutely true. Ugh. Stop cupping my balls.
I just can't help it. You winkle them in my face.
Well, it's. I hope you appreciate all the work that goes into that, getting into that awkward space. I totally forgot where we were. Not gonna lie.
High school.
After high school, all that shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So I totally talks about cupping my balls, and I totally lost my place. So, in terms of growing increasingly homosexual, a little bit, I guess.
A
little bit, I guess.
Yeah.
But, it happens.
Yeah, it happens from time to time.
Time to time. Maybe a little too often, but that's kind of what happens when you're friends with somebody for so long, like the undertones and overtones of male homosexuality, it just comes out. Doesn't mean we're gay. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but still. Does it sound like I'm trying to cover my butt? Let's just move on. Before anyone gets any ideas, let's just move on. Part 3 is one of my favorite stories that we've ever told, and it's a clip that I like to call a little role playing. Of course, here's my absolute favorite one, but this one we're actually going to have to role play. Nick will, of course, be playing the role of himself. No problem. I will be playing the role of a Tim Hortons attendant. Leading into this, of course, we pull up in the car. It was Nick, me, Tyler Greenmuse, Spike, which was Richard, Andrea, and Michael in the car. I don't know how the fuck we fit that many people in the car. You know how? Tetris.
If Tetris taught us anything, it's that our moms like to play it, and
okay,
you know how to fit shit into a box to get points.
And somehow, I still don't totally understand how we fit 6 people in that little car, but
because it was only meant for 5,
barely.
Like
you even, I think you even say it upcoming here. It's like barely, but like It must have been like Andrea must have been sitting on Richard's lap or something.
Must have been.
Creepy.
It was late at night, so I think we got away with having 6 people in it. It's not like the time I had 8 people in it that I got stopped by the cops, and they looked at, they're like, "So how many of you are wearing your seatbelt?" I'm just like,
It's the car's fault for not equipping more seatbelts.
It's like, this is going to be a lot of tickets. Why don't you say I just let you guys go? Fucking A. See, go for gold!
Go for gold. All right, let's continue the story.
Okay.
Because your Tercel was a fucking 5-seater, if that.
Yeah, but it was a good 5-seater.
It was.
Could go.
It's true.
Okay, so let's play into this.
Okay, so...
If you want to be my lover, you gotta get with my friends. Turn that shit down, man. Turn that shit down.
Okay. Hang on.
I had to get into character. Don't you say we didn't listen to that shit back then.
Well, like, it's not that we didn't. It's just that, like, I think that was the first example on our podcast of either one of us singing, which has become such a recurring theme on the podcast.
It's true.
The gift of song.
The gift of song.
Right.
There are plenty.
There are plenty to be found if you go back and listen to all of our podcasts. Back to the clip. That's apparently what we listened to in the car. I'm so glad our musical tastes have improved. Okay. Welcome to Horton's. Can I help you?
Hi, yes, I like a 20-pack of chicken.
Oh, so we don't sell chicken?
Sorry, yeah, that's from working for McDonald's too long.
Do you want McDonald's or chicken?
Timbits! 20 Timbits!
Assorted?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure.
I love that story. God, I love that story so much. It's just what a tour de force. What a great story.
This was indeed around like 11:30 at night.
Yeah, it was pretty late. It was like it was late enough that like everything else basically was closed besides Tim Hortons.
Yeah.
And we were all just driving around. It's just like, let's go get Timbits. You would think we were stoned if you knew that the only one of us that smoked pot was Kirk Conrad.
Yeah. Seemed like a good idea at the time.
It seemed like a good idea at the time. But I love that because not only is that the first instance of one of us singing on the podcast, but it's the first of our many role plays, I believe, that we've done. Or no, I guess maybe we've only do-wop, do-da-ba-do-wop, do-da-ba-do.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right, that's enough Hanson, sir.
Go.
In a bop, you're not there. What terrible fucking lyrics. All right, part 4. This is a quick one. This is a quickie. It's quickie, but it's a little stinky.
Ooh,
it's a little stinky.
Stinky.
You had to have one. You fucking farted. I can smell
I
that
did
shit.
not.
You definitely
I did not.
Can you smell that out there, internet land?
That's a good one. We have stinko-vision. Scratch and sniff.
I just want to play that one more time because I just want everybody to listen to the very beginning of it because I'm like smack dab in the middle of telling a story. You had to have one. You fucking farted. I can smell that shit. You definitely. We had to have one. Can you smell that out there, internet land? And then you vehemently denied it. But
Beautiful.
I don't know, sir. I still think that was a little
I think
little
I
poot.
did. Yeah,
Little poot.
a little poot.
But you did not claim it. You did not claim that.
You
shit.
smelled it first, so
It's true. He who smelt the Delta.
there you go. That's the given rule.
All right, so moving on. This is part number 5. Remember, we have 10 parts of this, so we're almost halfway through. This is what I entitled Derek Part 1.
Part 1.
Part 1 of 3, or subtitled The Mystery Solved. The Mystery Solved. Was Derek Action Boy? I bet you Derek was Action Boy.
He was.
Yeah, that would make sense.
That would make sense. And Derek's actually one that might listen to this podcast. So, Derek, I think we found your old nickname, buddy. Because it had to be somebody that was in the car long enough to warrant having a nickname.
Yeah, and we all were hung out together, and that's the
that's sort of the order
right there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Action boy.
I can remember that because I'm like, we were talking about the car, and then I was like, I still have a little bit of shit on my computer. And you're like, pull it up.
Yeah. Pull it up, man.
And I'm like, okay. And we got the checklist out for the shit, and we're going down through the names, and we're like, Action Boy.
Yeah, we had no idea who Action Boy was.
Who the fuck is Action Boy?
It's like, this. Who the fuck? It became the mystery of the first podcast. Who is Action Boy?
We went through all the friggin' people that could have been in the car.
Anybody that it could have possibly been.
Yeah.
And then we finally landed on poor old Derek. And that definitely would not be the last time the Derek's name was brought up.
Oh, God, no.
In this podcast.